entered the offices of the Starlight Detective Agency and began his day. The prospective client, arriving promptly for his afternoon appointment, was a tall, nervous man, almost totally bald. His large, misshapen nose twitched repeatedly. He shouldered into the office, pushing through the mahogany door hard enough to make it bang against the wall. "May I help you, sir?" Stationed at the reception desk, Sarah unconsciously pushed her bright red hair back behind her ears in preparation for battle. "Is this a detective agency?" He let the question fly with disdain. "That's what the sign says, unless the business changed overnight." Sarah couldn't resist the wisecrack delivered with a big smile. She was used to the type of clientele her boss attracted, and this guy wasn't going to get her goat. "What the hell kind of a name is Starlight Detective Agency anyway?" "Do you have an appointment, sir?" "An appointment? Yeah, I made an appointment. Name's Waldo Jefferson. A friend recommended your company, said this guy's some sort of genius, but I'm beginning to have my doubts." He looked around at the office, its Spartan decorations rather dreary-looking, save for the fresh flowers that Sarah brought in every few days. She was amused when he actually ran his finger across her desk looking for dust. She thought people only did that in the movies. "What a dump," he said. "I like it." She beamed again. "Anyway, yes, Mr. Jefferson, you are scheduled for 1 o'clock. If you'll just have a seat, Mr. Lowell will be with you in a few moments. Would you like some coffee while you wait?" "Huh? Coffee? No, thank you." Sarah got up to close the door and returned to her typing. Jefferson walked over to the couch, sat, and fidgeted. "Listen," he said, "I'm having second thoughts about this." Just then the door to the inner office opened and David Lowell exited with an elderly woman, her frail hand holding his arm for support. The woman was drying her eyes. "Oh," she said, her voice quivering, "I can't thank you enough. I'm just glad to put closure to all this mess." Lowell smiled empathetically and patted her hand. "The truth is always better. It will free you from all your burdens." "It will, and thank you, you dear man." She got up on her tiptoes and kissed him on the cheek, then exited. "Dearest Sarah, what's up next?" Lowell tugged on his neatly tied salt-and-pepper ponytail. Although not quite 5'9", his bearing and body language gave the impression of a taller man. "Mr. Jefferson is here to see you." She tilted her head toward the couch, her eyebrows lifting. "Ah, Mr. Jefferson, yes. David Lowell, please come in, come in." Lowell pointed the way to the inner office. Just before disappearing, Lowell turned and gave Sarah a wink, a tacit thank you for her patience with the client. Sarah winked back as the inner door closed with a click. Lowell walked around his huge desk, gesturing toward the 2 large leather chairs. "Now, Mr. Jefferson, what can I do for you?" Lowell sat after his client seated himself. "You were recommended by a friend, Jake Lerner," he grunted. "Yes, Mr. Lerner. I did some work for him a few years back, and he was quite satisfied, as I recall. I trust you will be as well." Lowell turned toward a computer screen and began typing. "Well, that remains to be seen. My problem is a bit more complex than Lerner's. You see, my wife is missing." "What's your birthday?" "I beg your pardon?" "Your birthday. Date, month, year." "Well, that is June 14th, 1948. But for God's sake, what does that have to do with anything?" Born around noon, I would guess. "At 12:17 p.m., to be exact," Jefferson replied, obviously annoyed. "Of course," Lowell said, looking at the man's features. "A Capricorn ascendant." He studied the screen for a moment. "Ah, you've got a T-square with the moon in Virgo, squaring Jupiter on one side and the Sun-Uranus conjunct on the other. You've got quite a temper, haven't you?"